It is now the 14th day of December 2022, and there are 4 seasons in the year. We have 4 limbs on our body, and there are 4 stages in our life that are basically 18 years each stage. So when we graduate high school, I'm a little different because I graduated a bit early, and I feel like in a lot of ways, from a physical standpoint, maybe I wasn't as gifted or elevated or strong as most of the people my senior year in high school because of the fact that I was a little bit younger. But I really do feel, in order to heal and keep it real and focus on New Deal, we need to put things in proper perspective. And currently, the number 2 person in America is Kamala Harris. And I don't know if a lot of people realize her history, but I think they might want to look into the fact that she was a district attorney in San Francisco and eventually became the attorney general. And basically, I guess she was kind of like a matador in bullfighting, where she just basically let everyone go. And I do feel like in fishing, a catch and release philosophy is a pretty good philosophy to have, but ultimately, I feel like I've endured a lot of adversity in the sense that I've been perhaps overpunished on many times for being perhaps in the wrong place at the wrong time. And I'm not complaining, and I believe when you complain you remain, and when you praise you're raised. And that's why I like to give God glory when I share my story, because there's no testimony without a test. And I do feel blessed and highly favored in the sense that I'm actually able to share my current feelings. And I know on the hierarchy of feelings, ultimately I care more about the way women feel than I do myself, because I think that they can empathize, recognize, and realize that Mother Earth, Mother Nature, and all mothers need to be represented a little bit more than the ways in which they are currently, because I feel like the only problems that women have begin with men, whether it's mental illness, menstrual cramps, meningitis, or men in general. I do feel like if you take the word men out of women, you just go, whoa, because they're awesome, amazing, angelic, adventurous, ambitious, acrobatic. And during the Aquarian abundance age, I think we really need to be able to promote women more, because I see a lot of places, and especially in business, which I feel is the most competitive sport on the planet, they are rising to the top in leadership positions, and as a result, they are able to implement innovative, insightful, intuitive ideas that are going to lead us to victory. And imagination has 3 eyes in it. Wisdom only has 1. So I think logical explanations sometimes may not necessarily be the best in terms of allowing us to be blessed, because I think when things go wrong, they ultimately become a song that'll help us be able to see that. I guess right now I don't want to judge, because I know that judge not lest you be judged is a great, insightful way to reflect on the fact that we need to focus on what's in our control, inside, because that's what God tries to work on with me when I pray, because I don't pray for sneakers that are going to be fancy or help me jump higher or run faster or be able to somehow maybe misrepresent the fact that, I can maybe purchase sneakers that are going to be looking fine and divine, but I think how we feel the shoes that we're walking in is ultimately more important than the way they look. And I know from personal experience, living in a climate where there are 4 seasons and it gets muddy and wet and it isn't always sunny and nice, and as a result sometimes my sneakers look more like they've been through hell and back than something you're going to see perhaps in a more favorable climate. But I really do feel like when I'm able to get through a winter and be able to endure adversity affiliated with being like Frosty the Snowman, I see that a lot of times when people that are childlike and humble and kind, they build a structure that basically is historically representative of what Frosty the Snowman, in their opinion, may look like in a book. But ultimately, there are many signs in life, and I feel like when we see a sign that says stop, it's something that enables us to reflect, and as a result, I oftentimes look at the color red, and when I see red, I do stop and recognize and realize that stinking thinking obliterates people. So I think that anger has never been my friend, and as a result, I feel like when I pray more, I'm able to think better and achieve more, and as a result, my goal is to become more so that I can have more and do more. And I feel like Christmas is on the way, and I'm looking for pen pals who are gals who like to receive a letter as well as like to share what's on their mind, to be able to help me find someone that's going to be humble and kind to me, so I can reciprocate and celebrate and designate the fact that I think some people are worth more to me than I think perhaps they may be to you, and vice versa. And that's why a lot of people may be tuning in right now never felt that it was something that they wanted to do in terms of trying to contact me, because I'm not Santa Claus. I never claimed to be. And I do feel like there are many people out there who bring kindness to the world that I may never meet, but I want to thank you in advance for the chance to be able to let you know that I might not be able to see what's going on in your life, but God is, and I feel like God's watching over all of us. And I feel like when people start talking about like what they say as being something that's worthy of listening to, that pales in comparison to words that are able to give God glory, because without God I wouldn't be talking to you right now, and I do feel like the fact that I am is an opportunity for me to be able to reflect on the fact that in the planets that we have, Venus is oftentimes referred to as the planet for goddesses, and Mars is oftentimes referred to as the planet where men are perhaps able to recognize that women came first, and that's why a lot of people ponder over which came first, the chicken or the egg. But I think it's more important to ponder over who came first in terms of being able to provide a hierarchy in a family that's able to be focused more on significance than success. Because I think some of the best families that I've hung out with in my life aren't considered successful, because oftentimes people that don't know what they're talking about use monetary guidelines to determine whether or not a particular family is strong. And I think when people are able to love more, laugh more, and live more, with or without money, focus on honey and being funny when it's sunny, and then when it's winter, being able to find a place that's cozy and focus on perhaps living a life that's a little bit more rosy. I mean, I don't think it's always a big thing to be able to have to focus too much on money, but I think if you can find a little way to perhaps share your presence, P-R-E-S-E-N-C-E, more than your presence, that's what makes people's life light up, eyes light up, smile light up. And as a result, I feel like that is the spirit of Christmas. And whether you're talking about the fact that I think that right now we need to share more love, and as a result, if anybody's got any suggestions or comments, I guess that got a little sticker on there, so I'm going to turn it around so there ain't no sticker. But, you know, I feel like right now my favorite place to keep my money is in snowbanks, because that way I know they're going to be there in the spring. But this is a real good, nice little bank here too, because, you know, I can basically get it out without having to pay an ATM fee. If I put a little bit of money in my bank and I have got to thank, and then I can basically be able to share the contents, which are chocolate, which is a mood enhancer. And I want to point out that WA has always been a special way for me to go why, you know, or basically focus on the fact that Woodland Academy Dragons are the foundation for recreation, stimulation, and motivation, because wood is something that'll keep you warm during the winter, and it also is something that is referred to as a way to be able to reflect on the fact that if we're making decisions that allow us to focus on turning weaknesses into strengths, and, you know, also, I guess, you know, any type of problems into opportunities. I feel like problems can be a blessed thing, because if you can solve problems, you're always going to have a position in life that's going to be able to help you in terms of maybe being able to help others. And after all, that's the key. So this coming up on 15 minutes, and I pray that I can become more so I can do more and have more and be there for you.